Hello, hello, hello. MK Smooth here. Well, guys, I know that I forgot the other day, but I need to kind of talk about something. My neighbor, I've been here, it'll be 30 years in February of 26. Mayor Sharp James passed away last week, and I need to say a couple of things. There are people that didn't really like Mayor James, but they had to respect him. Mayor James has been an advocate for Newark, its biggest cheerleader, in fact. He was a councilman for 20 years and I believe mayor for 20 years as well. And he did a lot of different things to make Newark better. And his compassion, while he was probably, I'd say unquestionably, the strongest Black politician in the state of New Jersey. Um, a brilliant, very intelligent man. A former teacher, college and grade school. Um, he had a compassionate side that most did not see, but I saw as his neighbor. For instance, on nights when it was 0 degrees and we have homeless in Newark, he would ride around and pick up homeless people and buy them food and pay for them to stay in the shelters, the local shelters. And he would say, you can't stay out tonight. It's a little too cold. And he absolutely uh, had a devotion for Newark and its people. On snow when bad snow was out, he would ride around to see that the streets were cleared. My mother was a teacher at Quitman. Everyone that knows me knows mommy and daddy were teachers. And my mother had him come to her school for celebrity read. And there was a lady pacing outside, and everyone was afraid to talk to her because she was crying and pacing and crying and pacing. And Mayor James, he approached the lady and asked, he said, "Baby, what's the matter?" And she said, "I don't have a job and I don't have money. And um, I brought my son to school and he probably we probably will get kicked out of our place soon. And I don't have anything." And Mayor James always had in his pocket his business cards. He took a business card out and he wrote a lady's name on the back who was in charge of hiring for the city. And he gave her a phone number on there and told her to call the lady in the morning. And he gave her a job. That's what people don't know. Those compassionate things about Mayor James. For 10 years, we had my family. I was the president, and still are the president of the Reverend B.F. Johnson Foundation, and we used to give a big golf tournament in Newark to raise money for scholarships for inner city kids. And when Mayor James, we always gave him the mic at the golf tournament. He would tell stories about my grandfather because he used to live here for 27 years before me. This was the church parsonage, and he also would help us get sponsors and stuff for the tournament. And then when my kids that we were giving the scholarships to, we mentored them as well. And I could call Mayor James and say, "I got some kids, they don't have no summer job. Can you help us out?" And he would give them summer jobs. And he said, if they do well, they won't have to come to you next year. We'll hire them again. And so he hired a lot of the kids. They were Newark kids, high school kids, and my parents and their friends picked the kids, and then my friends and me, we did the mentoring. And so we got kids. What our vision was to increase what they call the talented 10th. And so we took kids that weren't the top students but had loads of potential, and due to dysfunction in their homes, they needed a little help. They were on a banana peel. And we had 55 students, and 54 made it through college. And Mayor James was a part of helping us be successful with the kids from Newark. And I just I remember when Mayor James was elected as the South Ward councilman, and I also remember when he was elected as the mayor of Newark. So I am very saddened that he has passed. I know everyone, all of us are going to go one day. So I just wanted to say that, shout out to my Mayor James in heaven. And you up there with some of your people. And his mother passed last year, and she was 109. Mayor James was 89 when he passed. So I mean, he had a phenomenal run. He was our state senator at one point and our mayor. So he saw to it that Newark got things that they needed. And like I told you, he was a he was the lead cheerleader for the city of Newark for many years. He started a building boom that has moved through New Jersey, especially northern Jersey. He put up 20,000, more than 20,000 homes, because we had a riot. And our first black mayor, Ken Gibson, had to stabilize the city so that Mayor James could come through with um, his Renaissance ideas, and he built the New Jersey Pack Center, the Gateway 1, 2, 3, the legal administration building downtown, the train to the plane, um, the Bear Stadium for the what do you call that, double A baseball team. I mean, he did things. He changed Newark Airport to Liberty International Airport while negotiating um, increased revenue for Newark. We also have probably the best water system in the Northeast, our watershed. We have our own reservoir, two locations actually. It's called the Newark Watershed. All of that stuff that he took care of. And a lot of people don't realize what he was doing all the time. So I'm giving a shout out for Mayor James. Gotta go to the gym, guys. So I'm getting ready to do it real fast because my cousin Maurice is calling me now. What is it? Okay, I'm doing okay, but I wanted to say something about my Mayor James, so I did, and I'm glad that I knew him, and um I got to be with him and Mrs. James a lot over the years. And a couple of times I got to introduce him, not just at the golf tournament, but at speaking events that he had to speak at. And I also, with Mrs. James, we represented him sometimes when he couldn't be places. And I'm just, I'm saddened, but like I said, I know everyone goes to heaven. So there you go, guys. Um, I'm missing something. Oh no, there it is. So there you go, my Mayor James. And I know there's a lot of people. It's going on the internet. I see the pictures going up and everything. And he was instrumental in um, getting several people elected in our area. The governors usually talk to him um, and his organization. But I just wanted you to get that in, guys, because he used to teach at my mother's school, and that's where he met Mrs. James at Quitman Street School in Newark, New Jersey. And my mother was a teacher there too. And then Mayor James worked at Essex County College as a professor. And then actually he did some political classes to train people that had political aspirations in this area. Quite a guy. But like I said, very, very well read, very intelligent. Um, and he went to what was Panzer College, which is now Montclair State College. Ooh, okay, so we got it all except for the cream. Here we go. And then I'm done, guys. So I'm going to see you um, Friday. Unless I feel invigorated tomorrow, which I may do it tomorrow because I'm going to change my days because the gym takes up a lot of time, and then getting the dog food ready. Okay, guys, because my dogs, they're sitting right here now looking at me going, are we going to eat before you go to the gym or after? They're going to eat for the second time today after I come from the gym, but I'm saying it quiet so they won't hear me. But thank you, guys. I missed you last week. I love you, and I'll see you again.